Hey, everybody, welcome to yet another great episode of the Z Education Podcast. My name is Andrew Banda, and we missed a week. I had a terrible cold. I don't know where it came from, but I was speaking like Andromeda. But now my voice is back, and I'm excited to be back on set with a team. Today's guest is one who is in the future. So if you BBC Born Before Computers, I think this is a conversation that you should be interested to find out what this is about. We are going to spend the month of April talking about AI, everything technology, and how it is being applied in the real world together with education. So today my guest has a nice profile. And if you may, allow me to read it for you. I won't read everything, but I'll read part of it. Then the rest should come out. My guest today is a fine young lady called Thokozani Nangwale. Is a Zambian innovation strategist and founder of Crystal Vision, an AI-driven growth and market intelligence firm focused on strengthening African business ecosystems. She works at the intersection of marketing, artificial intelligence, entrepreneurship, and economic development. Toko, hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I am well.
So there's a lot to your profile that I have here, but I don't want to read it. I would want to fish it out of you in a way. One of the things that came out from Kato, as he said, we need to have you on set, is that you're a guru who understands modern business with AI. How did you get to that?
Well, thank you for having me. And I love the word guru, so I'm not going to reject it.
You're receiving it.
I'm receiving it.
Yeah.
So how did I get to AI? I am a nerd.
Okay.
I have tried almost everything I possibly could have. But my journey with AI started in 2019
Okay.
when I was part of the Zambia robotics team. And we got introduced to coding, got introduced to AI. By then, people didn't even know AI the way we know AI. Google was the main
thing.
Yeah, the main custodian of AI. So fast forward, when we started the company, it was in media. It was an online TV station, actually.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's why you're very comfortable with the mic, and you seem everyone else is saying,
Yeah.
I hope I won't mess up. But for you, you are so calm, and I was like, am I dealing with a journalist? Okay.
I did pursue public relations and mass communication in uni.
Okay.
But outside of that, I did TV since I was 11 years old. I did everything. I was
Since you're 11.
Yes.
Talking about the robotics, sorry, you mentioned you are part of the robotics team.
Yes.
For Zambia.
Yes, the Zambia
Is this with
robotics
Peter?
team. Yes.
Oh, you're with Peter Lungu.
Yes.
The boy from Chipata, the Shima eating boy from Eastern Province.
Yes.
I was chatting with him earlier today. I think he's on the Copa Boat. Him and soccer. So you were part of that.
Yes, I was actually studying I was part of ZISD as well, because I was supposed to pursue either civil engineering or mechanical engineering.
Okay.
So I'm a nerd like that.
I see. Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
So 2019, there was an education expo at Is it East Park? Was that your team? Because I remember I met him, Peter and his team at.
Well, I didn't go to the expo, but I was part of the team that was behind the scenes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So fast forward, I was working with Prime TV at the same time I was with Mr. Peter Lungu under Zambia Robotics.
You are working
with Prime TV, yes.
Okay.
Under Youth Unleashed. Then COVID hit.
Everything
we went broke. Became depressed. So I needed to figure out how I was going to make money. Fast forward, Crystal Television was born. And from the start, I knew I wanted to incorporate AI, but it was very hard to incorporate AI in media then, because I was 2020, 2021. 2022, ChatGPT was everywhere. And fast forward, because I went through a lot of incubation and accelerator programs
Where?
here in Zambia.
Just here in Zambia.
Here in Zambia, and I did a few online that are global. Like
Okay.
the most recent one is Yali.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Okay. But
So
in Zambia, which ones? Is it we're dealing with Bongo Hive? Because when you tell me incubator programs, I'm thinking I think Bongo Hive
yeah,
got that
I've done
language.
I've done one with Bongo Hive that was trade under the International Trade Center.
Okay.
So that was marketing trade for startups and SMEs.
Okay.
Then I was part of the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs under the U.S. Embassy, Leaders Arise. They're a lot.
There are a lot, yeah.
They're a lot.
Okay.
And one of the things that I did is I made sure I worked closely with my mentors even after the programs to just refine the business model. And I'm blessed enough to have mentors and coaches from all around the world, from as far as Finland, South Africa, within Zambia, that work closely with me to just make sure the business model is validated.
Okay.
So fast forward, USAID shut down. We were using USAID facilities to film our content, and everything we used to do was centered around entrepreneurship, cross-border trade, and the like. That was our main focus.
okay.
Yes, our niche. And so at that point, I needed to decide. That was last year. Toko, we're broke. If we keep pushing, because I was bootstrapping, we might end up in debt. Or what is it that we're going to do with the business? Do we take a step back? So I took 3 months away and reevaluated. Still the same focus, just changed it to helping businesses integrate AI.
Was USAID your sponsor, a major sponsor for that, or they just opened up their space for you to shoot?
Opened up their space for us to shoot our content.
How can one get into such a space? You know, you're saying it easily. Say, USAID is, So, and there are many youths who are thinking, how do these young people get to these places?
Yeah.
What does it take for a youth to have access to such places?
Greed.
And convince them to say, look,
Yeah.
I need to use your space, but I'm not going to pay you anything, because I don't think you are paying them anything, unless if you were. Yes.
No.
So please get to that.
So greed is the first one. Secondly, I don't take no for an answer. Like, you can tell me no, I'll give you space, but I'm still coming back.
Okay.
I will not take no for an answer. So one of the other things, for instance, there was a time in 2023 when we desperately wanted to see a DG that falls under one of the projects under Ministry of SMEs. His assistant said he's not available. He has an event. We'll call you, leave your numbers. I'm like, I know assistants. I went to the venue where he was having an event and crushed that event, and went to the DJ and told him, look, I'm here for you. And in the process, I ended up meeting the minister. So I'm very deliberate. And outside of that is I am always on the lookout for events. So I don't usually go to events to just get business cards, take pictures. Actually, I don't remember the last time I took a picture at any event that I've been at recently.
Okay.
But what I do is I have a list of people that I go for. So I know, okay, I want to see the CEO of this company. I want to see the marketing manager of this company. These are the two people I'm going there for. And I make sure before I leave, I get their business cards. And I make sure I tell them that, look, I want to have a meeting with you as soon as possible. I don't take no for an answer.
So which one is better if you're trying to meet somebody you've never met before? Do you call them? Do you send them an email? Or you just walk up to them and you say, hi, my name is Thokozani, and which one is the best? Especially, I know there are people that don't take calls from unknown numbers. They have reached the ceiling.
Yeah.
So what's the trick?
Okay, so the best, at least what I do normally is, even if I have somebody's number, I prefer to meet them in person. And elevator pitches come in handy.
Okay.
Of course, they shouldn't sound robotic, and each one of them have to be tailored to the person.
What's an elevator pitch for somebody who's hearing that for the first time?
Okay, so an elevator pitch is a 15 to 30 seconds introduction about you, what you do, and what service you have to offer. And also, just to add on, when you approach these people, one of the things I do is I always give value. So I never go there and say, oh no, I want to learn, I want you to I never say I want you to mentor me, I want to learn. I always say, look, I know you do this and this and that. It's very inspiring. I love it. This is what I can offer you. Are you available for coffee or a virtual call if you're too busy for that? I'm always very direct, but I try to keep it short.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a practical demonstration of a 15 to 30 seconds elevator pitch from Toko. So, Toko, you're meeting me for the first time.
Okay.
So use me. For me, it's education. This space is about education. I have a school. I'm an education director. I'm a teacher in everything. So could you please make up an elevator speech right now?
Makeup. I love that you say makeup.
Yeah.
You know, we do practice these hours.
But what's the process? I want it to be as raw as
raw as.
Yes.
Okay, so if I say that you can just wake up and make one up, I'd be lying. But with time, the more you practice, the easier it becomes for you to adapt to the person that you're speaking to. Okay. So
with what you know about me, what would it sound like?
Okay, so we're meeting for the first time.
Yes.
We're in an elevator.
and then I'm the Minister of Education.
Minister of Education. Yes. Okay. Good afternoon. I'm Thokozani.
Okay.
I am founder of Crystal Vision. Crystal Vision is a company that was built to help organizations that want to integrate change but do not have the clarity or internal structure to incorporate it. And my team and I close that gap by helping you integrate, navigate, and use AI as a decision maker, not just for you as a company or as a school, but for your teams to use it as a way to execute. So that's just the simplest thing I can come up with for you.
So name and what you're presenting and what value you're adding to a system or whatever field.
Yes. But again, like I said, you have to tailor them. So for example, the clients that we have are different. We have specific sectors. So for example, the way I'll talk to somebody in telecommunications is going to be very different with the way I'll introduce myself to somebody in finance. And then another factor that comes into play is the age range as well, because there are times that I talk to people, if he's above 50, I never start with AI ever. I just say digital transformation.
Why?
And I use ethnicity and age come into play. So I group every client that I'm approaching. So I have a simple CRM that I created using AI, and it has profiles of each person that I'm meeting. So for example...
Okay, so you and I can understand what CRM is for the benefit. Exactly. Will you please just explain what's a CRM?
Okay, so it's a simple tracker, right? If you're a business owner and you are at a stage where you are acquiring clients, you want to know at what type of client, you want to have a profile of your client and what stage they are at. It's easier to acquire, set up meetings, and even pursue those clients. So basically, that's what I use, a CRM.
Okay.
And I lost my train of thought before.
So you were talking about ethnicity and age.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so using the CRM.
Yes, so I usually categorize each person that I'm meeting. So I know if you're meeting a male, a female, if you're meeting somebody who's a Gen Z, if you're meeting a millennial, if you're meeting the Gen X or the baby boomers. There's different language that you use. I know if I'm meeting the Gen X and baby boomers, I'm very, very, very careful not to use AI in the first interaction.
Okay.
I bring it in later on. Even with the service that we offer, it's not going to be AI integration as the first service.
Okay.
We'll probably offer digital or organizational transformation. And one of the other things that I'm very deliberate about is once the meeting is set, is I go into meetings with my team, and I'm very deliberate about my team. So we bring in actual experts. So I may be well vested in the field that I'm in. I know how to use AI. I know how to integrate AI and create AI agents for my business. But I'll try to be less technical. So I know how to use the learning language models, but I do bring in people that will be the ones to do the implementation during meetings and the like. And yeah, those are some of the things that we've just learned to adapt from the trial and error that we've done in the past few years.
Okay. In the space that you're dealing with, it's modern technology.
Yeah.
So in your selection of your team, because you mentioned they're very particular, do you look at a qualification that the person has from a reputable institute or institution, or do you look at the ability to deliver results? What comes first?
Okay, so of course the ability to deliver, the integrity. For me, integrity plays a very high role in selection of the team. And of course, their history. I have tried working with people based off of talent alone. And of course, there's still some people in our team that we do work with based off of talent alone. But there's certain areas, for example, if we're working with clients, that I bring in actual experts that have. So, for example, I'll give an example. Our lead strategist, our lead AI strategist, he's somebody who comes with 30 years of experience. He's worked with
Is he not nearing retirement then?
Oh, he is above retirement.
Okay.
He has retired, and that's why he's a partner.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of our global partners. So we've got global partners and local partners. But currently he's our lead AI strategist.
Okay.
And the wealth of knowledge that he brings. If I bring this man in a room and I tell you we're going to deliver A, B, C, D, be rest assured we're going to deliver.
Okay.
He's worked with companies like JP Morgan.
Oh.
He's built or replicated the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs through the U.S. Embassy in 60 different countries. And this is a man I met through incubation.
Oh, okay.
I get to work with or have people from Finland consult for us sometimes because of the channels that we have and relationships that we've built. And this is not because we're trying to look like, oh, we're getting international people and the like, but it's mostly the credibility and the level at which they deliver. If they say
continue.
If they say we're going to deliver within a week, these people will deliver within a week.
Okay.
And that's an asset I've learned over years that you do not take for granted, because one of the mistakes I made earlier on in business is, as Zambians, me included, we are so good at setting meetings, dissecting what to do, but when implementation comes, we're horrible at implementing. So that's the gap that my company comes in to help even large institutions, because large institutions are struggling with implementation here in Zambia because of the same mentality. It's a very cultural thing, and that's where we come in. We come in to help bridge the gap, not just through AI, but through different other products that we have that help with paradigm shifts and mental rehabilitation as well.
Okay. When we look at your company, Increase the Vision, you are using data-driven decision making to...
Yes.
I wanted you to speak to this. I read somewhere where someone says that data is gold. Like there's a whole economy that thrives on data.
Yes.
And big corporates do not make decisions without any reliable data. Can you speak to that?
Okay, so I love that point, actually. I love to categorize our company in two phases. So what I've spoken about mostly is the advisory part of the company. And we have a product that we'll be launching. I can't speak much about it yet.
Okay.
But we'll be launching, and that's where most of the data-driven information comes in.
Okay.
But even in the advisory phase, one of the things that we do with our clients is we help with data collection. You need to understand who you're serving or before you make decisions. And one thing that we lack as Africa is we do not have real-time data. We do not have up-to-date real-time data.
Why is that the case?
Why is that the case? It comes down to institutions. We're very good at making meetings. We're horrible at implementing.
I see.
I do not want to get... okay, I'll mention a ministry.
Yes.
And this is not to throw shade. I love that ministry. It's my favorite ministry.
Okay.
So I won't mention it. But
Okay,
one
but
of the
one of the ministries,
yes, one
yeah.
of the government ministries, I went up to them because I needed data from them. And they're obligated to give me that data as a business that's under them. But sadly, they do not have that data. Not that they can't get it. There's been hubs that are willing to offer them that data, but they do not have the infrastructure. They have the budget to build that infrastructure, but they do not, I don't know, bureaucracy maybe.
So could it also be that maybe there's a generational gap in the people that are running some of these ministries, in that they don't see the value of, because you're saying
Yes.
the budgetary
Yes.
allocation is there.
Yes.
Could it be that there's this disparity that they can't really see?
Yes.
So the old way, you know what they said, the old broom sweeps better.
Yes. I don't like being too brutal because I know these people, they know me. So again, I'm not saying it from a place of hate, but there is a huge age issue here and mentality as well that's associated. So first of all, if you're young, these older people in ministries will always see you as young, and that's why I stopped addressing myself as a young leader. I'm just a leader. I'm
You're
not.
just a
I
leader.
no longer associate with the term young because
Okay.
it's used when trying to look good, but young people are not respected. Number one. Number two, and that's why we can't advise older people.
older folk,
Even
okay.
when you come with a solution, you can't advise them because you're young. And I've had situations where I've worked with older people on larger projects. So it was another one. It was a continental project. I was hired as an expert, but when I talk, it's no, you have to respect people. I'm like, respect is there, but what do you mean you have to respect people? This is what needs to be done. Do we have to say mkwaye and elombako ni? I should give you some advice with all due respect. There's of course professional language. So there's that issue, and the other issue I have as well is when they say the young people or youth inclusive, it's not really youth inclusive. I will give an example, and I'll mention. Are you guys allowed to mention ministries? I want to mention this one. Oh,
You,
yeah.
you want to mention? No, you can. So this is a platform that is not to disparage or throw shade,
Okay.
but we are learning.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it's not to throw shade. I love them. I've worked with them. Just recently, I was moderating one of their programs, I think last month.
Okay.
Ministry of Youth and Sports. I don't understand why our minister is not a youth. Please don't come for me. I don't understand why there's nobody in higher management that's not a youth. And when these older people are making decisions, they're making decisions of what they assume is in the best interest of the youth, but not...
No, but we have youth endeavors. I believe that we have youth endeavors in this country, and people like yourselves.
as part of the youth endeavor.
You see, the likes of, who did we have? Olivia Tutu.
Yeah.
There's Ruth Ngoma.
Ruth Ngoma, yeah,
So
yeah.
you guys are part of that.
We are, but are we part of the decisions that are being made in the background? Okay, I won't say much. I think I won't say much, but I still...
get to the point, yeah.
Okay, so I still feel there's a huge gap because regardless of, yes, they're slightly flexible, but the people that still have the final say are the adults in the industry. There isn't proper cooperation
Okay.
of no, can we have, let's say, the director of youth as a young person? Let it be a young person. If we won't have a minister, let's have at least a PS who's young.
Question.
Yeah.
Should positions be given based on the fact that you're a youth or competence?
Competence. I love that question. If you check my team, I'm the only youth in the company.
Really?
And that's because...
And how is that working for you?
Oh, I love it. I'm the only female currently, and I'm the only youth. I'm looking to expand with time because I'm all about women. If you check my socials, I'm all about women. But when it comes to working with people, I work based off of merit. I learnt my lesson. So I do not want a situation where you have to deliver, but you have more women and youths, and there's no delivery.
And there's nothing, yes,
Yeah.
because I feel that we may make that mistake.
Yes.
Then before we know it, then the youths who are even competent lose
Yeah.
the opportunity to really have a shot at leadership.
Yeah.
Okay. So looking, I'm still thinking about how come you're the youngest in the company. And
also, just a disclaimer, I'm not a politician. Whatever remarks I made are my personal opinions.
no, it's okay. So when we look at the current education space in Zambia, many people are graduating, and of course, everyone is saying there's AI. Okay, even my boy would tell you, no, there's AI.
Yeah.
So when you say AI, I would want to think that majority of the people would think of AI with, for example, the advent of ChatGPT.
Yes.
Came and just changed everything. People could write for me, could do lesson plans. Is there a misconception that we have as a people when we talk about AI?
Yes, there's a huge misconception. So I was moderating a panel of very highly qualified people, and the topic was on AI, and some of the questions that were prepared were not answered. They were evaded because people still don't understand AI.
Okay.
Their perception of AI is ChatGPT. They don't understand that ChatGPT is a language learning model, just like Claude, just like Gemini, just like a Perplexity AI, which is more accurate if you want to use for research purposes, though.
Or Perplexity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and different, and these AI models are good for different stuff, and they're constantly releasing upgraded models.
Okay.
Every 2 to 3 months. So, for example, right now, Claude is 10 times better than OpenAI ChatGPT. But I'll bring it back to simpler terms. AI is more than just the language learning models we're exposed to. AI, when we say incorporate AI in business, we don't just mean write posts, create social media calendars. And in fact, if we're talking about
You can create a business plan in less than a minute.
Yeah. So you have to train. There's the aspect of training your language learning models to understand your business, which is constant conversations with them. Then there's other AI models you need to incorporate, such as Notion AI. I'll just give a few examples. Notion AI to create your content calendars, to track your progress, especially if you're a content creator that creates content for various companies as a freelancer. Utilize Notion AI. So you can use either ChatGPT or Claude, feed it information, get a prompt from there, and have Notion AI create a tracker for you. You can call it a CRM or a tracker where you create content and track the performance and feed that back into either one of your language learning models to see how best you can increase the performance, which one's performing better, which one is how can I improve. But outside of that, there's people who are selling online clothes, thrift clothes. You want to sell thrift clothes. We struggle with proper cameras. You put your clothes on a background, it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. There's what they call, Google has a Google AI lab, which is free, by the way, and anyone can use. You can use it to enhance your products. Those who are selling skincare products, you can tell it, don't change anything about the photo. I want you to just change the background. You can animate. You can tell stories using cartoons, animations.
Meaning scammers can also lie in terms of enhance the outlook of a product.
Yes, they can. So just like everything, it does have its pros and its cons. But as a business person, I'll speak from a business person's perspective. You can use it to, instead of paying, let's say, for models, instead of paying for instead of paying for photographers and paying thousands of US dollars, thousands of kwacha, sorry, you can literally just use this, and most of them are free. You can use them to create your content, put it on social media, check your performance, feed it into your AI, and it helps you. And literally just one person can run that small business and it can generate so much money. And then you also need to train your AI to not agree with everything you say. Okay. So you have situations where when you're talking to chat service, sometimes since it's the most common language learning model, it agrees with everything you say. So you need to train it to give you the pros, the risks of decisions, contracts, or teams that you're bringing on board.
Okay.
So, for example, let's say compliance-wise, I'm not a legal expert, but you can use ChatGPT to go through contracts. If you're a startup, you're looking at creating shareholders and the like, you can help ChatGPT help you, or Claude help you understand what vesting is, so you protect yourself. Because one of the biggest questions business owners ask is, how can I protect my intellectual property? No, I brought this person on board, they stole my idea, and now it's working. You can literally put in place laws within your company that say vesting period for this long if you do not work. Because one of our biggest challenges, again, when employing people, when getting people as shareholders, is that the first 1 month they're very excited, but after 90 days the interest dies out. It's called the law of diminishing intent. How do you protect yourself from that? Because whether you like it or not, humans are like that. And that's why most big corporates have a 90-day probation period to see how you perform, whether they'll give you the job permanently or not. So you can use AI for stuff like that, legal advice and all the nitty-gritties.
Now, don't you think that the advent of AI, because I know you are cutting across different sectors, you're dealing with health, agri, and education, you're not in there, but I know you're in the health sector, agri sector. I'm thinking about maybe the technological ICT sector.
Yeah.
Don't you think that with the advent of AI and the way you're describing its usage, like you mentioned, to say instead of paying designers or photographers, you can easily, don't you think that that is bound to cripple young economies like Zambia? Because technology also comes with substitution of jobs.
Yeah.
So in your industry, don't you think that you are now killing off certain industries by promoting the serious usage of AI? Because it does everything in a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So just to be clear, the agriculture and the stuff is not necessarily what we're in.
Okay.
But it's a part of our market intelligence platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which
I
I can't talk about
Yes,
yet.
because of what's coming. Okay.
Yes. So back to the question. AI is not going to take jobs. I know with the way I've spoken about it, a lot of people are scared, saying, oh no, it's going to replace me. Graphic designers won't be needed, this and that and that. But behind AI, there needs to be a person with expertise. So what's going to happen in 3 to 5 years, or what's been predicted so far, is people that have embraced AI and are constantly learning it are the ones that are going to get high-paying jobs to work in companies, because they're able to incorporate AI. So AI is not there to replace. You need a person who knows how to use AI to teach it and tell it what to do.
But it changes the value chain.
How?
Listen, if I can use AI to easily have a banner for the podcast made, okay?
Yeah.
And then there's Lewis. Lewis is able, what he knows is to use Adobe, CorelDRAW to really put his mind and time to it and create something.
Yeah.
But AI is able to do that, meaning the value that if he's demanding me a 500 for a banner, or let's say a 5,000 for a banner, and I can do that in just a flash, doesn't it mean his earnings now will drop?
Oh, of course.
Even his demand or his usefulness is going to drop.
Yes. So
Is that a yes?
yes, a question back to you.
Yeah.
If you're able to create a banner for free or photo shoot for your products for free,
Yeah.
and somebody charges you 15,000 for that, which one would you pick? You as a business owner. As a business owner.
Of course, I'll keep my costs low.
Exactly. And then back to
That's a checkmate.
back to the person who's been doing the banners. It's not that you have to stop doing the banners. It's that you have to embrace AI. Research on AI and see what is it. So this is where projections come in. Start projecting where I'm at right now. Within the next 3 to 4 years, what is it that I can do, or how can I position myself, and what can I learn about AI that can make sure I'm not left behind? I'll be honest with you. The second product that we're launching in a few months, we should have our first prototype ready for testing next month, was inspired by the fact that when I looked 2 to 3 years from now, nobody will need our services. We would have trained everybody to train
And you'll be
their
redundant. You won't have a purpose to exist. So you have to evolve.
Exactly. So this is the question. The question my team and I asked ourselves is, what is it that we can do when these services are no longer relevant in the market? How is it that we're still going to stand in this place? So even the product that we'll be launching, it's not going to make money yet, but it's going to make money then.
Okay.
So it's all about predicting. And that's why I was having a conversation with somebody recently. One of my favorite things to do is I love to study the political and economic history of the world, of Africa, and of Zambia.
Okay.
And even if you look at the products and services we're offering, we don't limit them to just Zambia. Currently, it's the whole of Southern Africa. And hopefully, in future, the whole of Africa, thanks to agreements like the AFCFTA and borders opening and the like, whether we like it or not, we're no longer trading within the confines of our borders. So you have to look at different competitors, number one. Number two, you have to understand your history. When we look at history, every few decades, there's a market crash, a recession that happens.
Yep.
And every time after a recession, there's a technological boom and people get left behind. Nokia, BlackBerry, perfect examples.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I constantly try to live by is, okay, cool, this is going to be taken out of the market. I'm not going to complain and say, oh, my job is going to be taken. What is it that I'm going to do now that's going to position me in 5 years' time so that I do not lose money? And in 5 years' time, when the product that we're launching starts making money, I'm going to look, what is it that I'm going to do? I already have a plan, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. What am I going to do? What industry can I go into while still leveraging the latest technology that's still going to make me money, that's still going to feed my kids if I have any, that's still going to feed my family and the like. So that's the mentality that you have. But sadly, because of again, political economic history as Africans, we've been raised in a culture where we're fully dependent on elders, which was beautiful then. It worked for us then. But the world has changed. It doesn't work anymore. So we were dependent on wise elders that counsel us and help make decisions for us. And we plan for now, tomorrow, maybe the longest we'd plan for is a year, with a lot of unforeseen circumstances. And right now, whether we like it or not, there's a market eruption that's happening, not just with AI, but even in the energy sector. EV cars, fuel. Look, fuel prices have gone high.
Yeah.
People never foresaw this. And right now, there's a lot of people that are still ignoring the fact that what's happening in with the wars outside of Africa is going to affect Africa tremendously.
So could it be, just on that point, could it be that maybe as we raise our people in the context of Zambia, do you think we raise our people with the global perspective, or we're just kind of localized, that people might even think there's war, it's Trump and Iran, and it's someone said Iran is very far from here. Is that an Achilles heel that we have as a people?
Yes.
And if so, how do we get our young people not to be so myopic in the way that they view the world?
So, my opinion, I feel the people that have hope are the ones that are still in primary, maybe up to somewhere secondary or even university.
So as
Realistically,
little.
it's very hard to change a grown person's
Yeah,
mindset.
yeah.
Because even with me, some of the mindset shifts I've had towards business is because my business has forced me to change my mind.
Otherwise,
There was a lot of resistance. If I didn't have resistance, I would have probably been very far by now. But why I say the ones that are still maybe in primary, high school, and for a few in university is because we have an opportunity to introduce risk risk and disaster preparation in their curriculum. I'll give an example. Finland prepares for disasters. Right now, Finland is
one of the best education systems in the world.
yes,
Yeah,
they have one of the best. Finland has prepared their people in case things go to the west of the West. They've already started sending them messages to start saving money. And here in Zambia, what have we done? In Africa, what have we done in preparation for the market crash? Because whether we like it or not, there's a crash happening right now. And I'm not saying this to to scare people. It's more of what are we doing to prepare for it. So mentally, I believe there's hope for the younger ones, the ones that are still in school. Teach them to prepare for disaster. Teach them to also not believe in wishes. I'm a Christian myself, but let's not
Abuse
go to church
faith.
Sunday to Sunday and give seed Sunday to Sunday and hope that's an investment. It's okay. Give what belongs to Caesar to Caesar. Give your tithe, give your offering, but don't take money that you could have invested and take it to church. I've seen this. It's a very common practice because I come from a Pentecostal household.
Okay.
It's a very common practice. And again, this happens because of our mentality of looking up to a wise person that has all the answers, that has access to a supreme being, in this case, God. So right now, what young people need is to study your history, to learn patterns, so you're able to at least predict the future. We can't, of course, predict it accurately, but it helps prepare you for what's to come, and also to position yourself for what if this doesn't happen, or what if this changes. And also the other issue we have as in Africa as a whole, as a people, as a collective, is when we see, for example, Mark Zuckerberg created an app, Facebook. When people are still creating apps right now and are pitching apps right now, hoping to be the next Mark Zuckerberg. We're not
like for 2 years, but they're thinking
yes
5 to 10 years from now.
Exactly. So we need to introduce in our curriculum for people to not be scared. And I'll be honest with you, all the schools I went to, I used to ask questions that told me, don't ask those questions. That's beyond our scope. That's beyond this. It was not until my first year in university when we got introduced to philosophy, psychology, and sociology.
When you can question everything.
Yes. When we're finally able to question everything that was scary to be, too scary to be questioned, was an eye-opener for me as a person, even as an entrepreneur, because I've always been an entrepreneur, I think from as young as 15.
Okay.
I've tried different stuff, sold bottles in shawarma. One of the common phrases that I still remember till today is the men at the bus station in shawarma would say, "Kakelo kamusha kaduba mabid." That still rings in my ears, and I remember how that felt in that moment. But I constantly, because I come from a very humble background, I didn't have everything, and if I needed something, I needed to work for it.
Okay.
So if we could introduce that into schools as well, because for me that was self-taught and it was stuff that I read, but if at least I had guidance from a younger age, there's a lot of mistakes I could have avoided that could have been made. And yeah, I hope that still ties into the whole positioning ourselves.
Yes, it does. Somebody is in university right now.
Yes.
And they're thinking, I'm in my third year, I'm studying law, and with the change in technology, do you think there are certain career pathways that will be adversely affected, that really need to be thinking, how do I become relevant as compared to others?
Yes.
And if so, which ones would you really speak to?
medicine, teaching, almost
Oh.
everything. Literally. So I know a man. What he's done for his kids is he's created. Actually, I work with him. I
Okay.
mentioned him. He created a curriculum for his kids.
Is it homeschooling?
It's almost like homeschooling, but he created a curriculum using AI to teach them only the relevant stuff that's going to matter in 20 years, 10, 20 years from now. He doesn't care about teaching them about Australopithecus, Zinjanthropus, that they can read in their own time. But what is it that's going to make you money 5, 10 years after you graduate? And that's how he's curated his curriculum.
Okay.
He's even set up a whole grading system for his kids, because it's beautiful when
Yeah.
you're around people that are actually working with the stuff and using it. Right now in the United States, most companies set aside 60% of their budget on AI tools to run their business.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you know what percentage is here for Zambia, if any? Or do we have companies that at least trying?
I know a few companies in the ICT sector are trying.
Okay.
I know that not even 5% of the population is using AI, or at least using it to its full capacity or potential. And I'll say this, and statistics have been done actually.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of the It's Z Summit.
No.
It's a replication of the /D that happens in Finland, the
Okay.
biggest startup event in the whole world. So they replicated it here in Zambia. So it's in conjunction with the Finnish embassy.
Okay.
So the previous one that happened in Lusaka, they did run the statistics, and only 5% of people are using AI. And amongst those
In Zambia?
yes. And
What's
amongst
our population in Zambia?
it's 21. It was 21 last time, I think.
Let's just
21?
confirm.
Yeah.
Current population in Zambia? Okay, that's as of 2025, not so.
Yeah.
So we are at 21.9.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that range.
So 5% of
So
that.
5% of that, 10% of 21 is what?
10% of
21.
20
You're the nerd.
is I'm the nerd. I know 10% of 20 should be 2 million. So 21. Then we do half of that.
So we're talking about approximately 1,050,000 people.
Yes, out of the 21.
Whew.
And out of those,
And what's the population for Lusaka? Because Lusaka should be like 3 million, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, it should be in the 3 millions.
Yeah.
Should be one of the most populated provinces we have.
Yes. Lusaka population, yes, is 3 million.
Yeah.
So 1 million. Okay.
Do you know how scary it is when you look at how the West, or even here in Africa, you look at countries like Rwanda, West African countries, how they are investing in companies adopting AI. Here in Zambia, even large companies that are talking about AI integration, they don't understand what AI integration is. So AI strategy are being used independently. They still haven't found the gap on how to marry them to make decisions together as one, and also to help people working in the company, not have them lose their jobs, no, but help employees in companies execute faster, cut down on time. Things that would take weeks, months, years to do would take a week, hours, minutes to do. And that's what we as Christo Vision are here to do.
To do,
We
yeah.
help bridge that gap. But of course, we know in 2-3 years, that industry is going to be wiped out. But right now, that's what we're doing. And we've positioned ourselves to be the pioneer, not just in Zambia, but in Southern Africa, to help companies use strategy and AI as one. Not experiment independently, but use them as one.
Okay.
And efficiently as well.
Okay. Crystal Vision, what do you think? What's the value of your business?
Value?
Yes. If somebody was to buy it today.
I got asked that question. I got asked that question last week by somebody. At the moment, I can't answer it yet.
You can't answer?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do this. If you won't answer that, but this one you have to answer. So let's take it in 5 years' time.
Yeah.
What would be I'm not in finance. Is it the market price of the business?
Company evaluation.
What do you think it would be? Just give me a range to say it would be above.
I want to.
But you want.
I already know what the value.
What would be the growth? Give me a growth margin in terms of the market.
Is it okay if we can redo another one maybe a few months from now towards the end of the year? And I promise I'll answer you.
Give me the answer.
I know the answer, but I'm Zambian, so we're a bit superstitious.
Yes.
That's one of my weaknesses.
Never tell your people that you are going to America until you're on the plane.
You post the pictures when you're
right.
already. So I'm not, for legal purposes, I can't say our evaluation right now.
Okay.
But then for superstitious reasons, I can't give an evaluation for 5 years.
Okay.
But off camera, I can give it to you.
But are you supposed to have significant and exponential growth?
Oh, we will. Because the thing with
You seem
AI...
confident.
Oh, I am. I took time to study the industry that I'm in, so I know the industry that I'm in. The thing with AI is the fastest growing industry we've ever had in the history of civilization. Every 2.5 months, there's a new AI tool, new AI technology that's been launched in the world. That's helping businesses, that's helping people in the NGO sector, in various sectors. And it is growing at a rapid pace because there's so much data that we're feeding it. The more we use it, the more we feed these AI tools, be it for personal reasons, if you want to respond to a lover, or for work-related purposes, you're trying to get projections for your business, we're feeding it information. And that's why you find in some instances, some people are using it for the wrong reasons, and some people are leveraging it and using it for the right reasons.
Others, I saw an article that was saying pastors should stop using AI generated sermons. After I finish reading the sermon, then it says, I can give you other 2 options.
And that's very common. That is and to speak on that, especially when you're posting. So one of the things that I've noticed, I write my articles, but I still refine them with AI, of course. But when you go on LinkedIn, every article sounds very generic. You can clearly tell this is ChatGPT's language. Even some TikTok videos, you can even tell, because ChatGPT has this thing where you're not just a winner. You're a hero.
Yes.
It's not just clarity. It's this. So it's got a specific pattern in how it phrases its sentences, and people make no attempt to even edit. So one of the things that you're supposed to do with that's why they're called language learning models. You have to train them to sound like you. So for example, when it writes those articles, you tell it, okay, remove the dashes, humanize it. You've talked to me. We're always talking. Make it sound like me. My audience is Zambian. If it gives you an output, keep refining it. Keep asking it what to remove, what not to remove. But over a period of months, it starts to sound like you. And that should be your goal. And not where currently everyone's an expert on LinkedIn. And you can clearly tell they leave the emojis, they leave the dashes. You can even see the Tuma breakdowns that this person just put, this is the idea, but the rest is not the idea. So it's not wrong to use AI for your articles, because what we want is you don't want to spend 2 hours or more writing an article. But of course, you also don't want to sound robotic, or you don't want to sound like every other person. Now, what we're currently experiencing is a digital fatigue, because everybody has content to put out.
And everyone sounds smart, by the way.
Yes.
Everyone is smart.
Sounds very smart.
Yeah. So how then do we distinguish between the real depth of knowledge, because like you mentioned, you'd go to a platform and you find that the dashes are there.
Yeah.
And if the person doesn't really know how to use the tool, it's not the intended message that they're sending now that the AI has kind of twitched it. Okay. So how do we then intelligently use it to send the right intended message?
Okay. So, for example, what I do for my socials, I love writing articles. I've refrained a little bit because of the digital fatigue, is I love to write the articles myself. So I'll write it. When I write it, I run it through ChatGPT, or I'll run it through Claude. Currently, my new favorite is Claude. I'm using ChatGPT because it's the famous one and most used one. I'll run it through my language learning model. And firstly, I'd run it maybe through ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude would be my last one. Or sometimes I'll just use Claude and Perplexity for fact checking.
Okay.
But I make sure that the article is mine. And when I read it and there's one thing or two things that I did not put in there, I have a conversation. I even tell it, I'm like, look, me, I did not tell you to put this. I don't know where this is coming from. This is what I asked you to put. This is what our intention is. This is what our ultimatum of this article is. We don't want to just be lost in a sea of noise on social media. So I'm very deliberate about what I put out there, but I also do make sure I write my articles. Okay. I love to create TikTok videos. That's how Kettle found me, actually.
I see.
So I started a series, a story. I'm experimenting on story version of story narration of teaching small businesses how to use AI to break down terminologies such as what is prompt engineering, what is a language learning model. So I use different fictional characters, and I write those scripts myself from scratch, literally. And the other thing that I'm very deliberate about when I'm doing that, because I'm a nerd, so when I put out stuff, sometimes it sounds very robotic. So me and my language learning models, we work together to make sure that a 10-year-old from Kanyama is going to be able to understand what I'm trying to put across when I put the message out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's Gob? So Gob, I think a month ago, I realized that in my trying to use AI, I would get an episode like this one and put it in one of the AI tools, and it would chop me some nice reels,
Yeah.
Then when I post them, I noticed that the reels that he would give me would have more traction. Call Gob. Okay, where's Gob? He's outside? Yeah. So call Gob. So every time I post the reels that I would just not dumbly, but faithfully just use AI to create, compared to the ones that he'll cut, I noticed that on TikTok, the reels that I would generate using an AI tool would have less engagements.
Yeah.
And the ones that he would, I think, organically just extract from the clip would have more engagement.
Yeah.
So what my question is this: is there a conflict, or do certain AI, like I know TikTok runs on an AI algorithm, I think.
Yeah, they have their own AI as well. Yeah.
Yes. So until he said it, I noticed the app I was using said these clips may not work for TikTok.
Yeah.
So is there a restriction, or is there conflict among these tools or service providers when it comes to what they can accept on their platform or not?
So there's a lot of things that come into play, but yes, one of them is conflicting AI tools, because these are competitors. So they won't push their competitors' produce, of course, but also there's other factors that come into play, even just from a creative perspective, such as, of course, the algorithms now. All algorithms on these social platforms are run by AI. So, of course, they're able to detect, and then they have a list of things for the best performing videos. I'm not an expert on the social platforms, what how their algorithms work, but I do know they have algorithms that are run by AI. I know last year Meta launched, I've forgotten what it's called. It's a very big word, but they launched an AI that is currently running their algorithm, or in charge of enhancing the algorithm based off of how the users are using the social platform. And of course, it's run on all Meta platforms, Instagram and the like. So of course, you might notice that sometimes a video that's on TikTok won't perform better on Facebook,
yeah.
and vice versa. It's because of the same thing. So sometimes one of the techniques I've heard from a few people is that they, just like Gob does, extract from the original source and
Yeah.
post them separately, while some try to repurpose them on all platforms at the same time.
So it can't be pinpointed to one.
Yes.
Okay.
But others have found a way around that. So I'm sure you're familiar with apps that you can use to post on various platforms at once without it looking repurposed and the like Metricool, Hootsuite, Buffer and the like. So you can use those specifically to multi-post. But of course, there's an element of, because those are AI tools as well, but they know how to help push your videos or your algorithm. That's how much I know about that. I'm not in depth in that, but I do know that they're run on different AI algorithms.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have two more questions. The first one is this. For somebody who is a creative like yourself and you write a lot,
Yeah.
is there a danger to somebody who has this brilliant idea that they have to put it in some of these tools? Because there are people who believe that, look, these tools are just out to mine data.
Yeah.
So for a country like Zambia, if you're a government ministry, you're feeding it, you want to refine your report, but they're mining data. They know your numbers even before you present them out.
Yeah.
So what I'm coming to is it safe to use these tools for information that maybe is related to national security, or just an idea that I have as an entrepreneur to put it in there? If I'm writing a story or a book, and I write this, is it possible if I write it, another person might be availed that information if they just put in a prompt and it will feed them my story that I'm yet to publish?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Okay, so I'll answer first the national security part. So with governments or big corporations that have very sensitive information, what they do is they'll get in touch with OpenAI or Anthropic, that's in charge of Claude, and have them create tailor-made AI tools specific
For the government.
Yes, and with the security to make sure that that information doesn't leak to the generic ones that all of us have access to. And that's what they do. So you find most large corporations that have already incorporated AI in their, especially large international companies, they will have that sign a deal with Anthropic or whichever, and have them sent and implemented by each one of their branches across the world. They're not allowed to put any of that information into ordinary ChatGPT or Claude. And I believe most smart governments are doing that as well. I do know that our government has been trying to explore how they can incorporate or integrate AI into government. National security, of course, plays a major role. So, of course, they would have to talk to companies like Anthropic to create them a tailor-made AI agent for the type of information that they have, because they will need that, especially to digitize years or decades worth of information for easy safety and the like. Then back to the story, writing a story. Not that they'll get the same exact story, but there is still a possibility. I know with OpenAI, there is a possibility because what you feed it is stored in their servers. So, for example, if you ask ChatGPT to give you an answer, you ask it a question, it gives you an answer, and the answer is wrong. Then you tell it, Chat, that's not the correct answer. This is the correct answer. It's gonna store the correct answer. So another person from a different part of the world, if they ask that question, the answer they're going to receive is the correct answer that you corrected it.
Exactly.
Yes. But that being said, around books, one thing I've noticed is a lot of people are launching books that are not authentic, that have been purely written by AI, and it's
annoying.
It is annoying.
Yeah.
I'm really not craving to buy books now because
Everyone's a writer.
everyone's an author now.
Yeah.
Everybody is publishing stuff. Everyone's everyone's even in marketing as well, by the way. And it's so sad because one of the products that we have, if you check on our website, is marketing and branding.
Yes.
But Zambia has rules and regulations around marketing and branding.
Okay.
They're trying to come up with ways to regulate it online, but they have rules, and people will find themselves wanting. And I recently learned this. So there's so many marketing companies that have mushroomed thanks to AI. Everybody thinks they're a marketing expert. Everybody thinks they are a branding expert, but you'll find yourself wanting by Zambia Institute of Marketing, because first of all, in your company, whether an SME or whatever, if you have a marketing department, you have to register with Zambia Institute of Marketing. Secondly, if you're a marketing firm, you have to pay, if I'm not mistaken, 12,000 kwacha annually as a member, or else you'll be found wanting. And also, large corporates will not work with you in the marketing space
if you don't have
exactly.
Okay.
So you have to be accredited with these people.
So are you telling me that the Zambia marketing, is it agency? I don't know if they can come to a company and simply say, we see you marketing or advertising things on the platform. Do you have a marketing personnel?
Yes, who studied marketing and is registered with us.
No?
You might be fined. It's actually it was enacted in 2021, either 2017 or 2021. There is a law, and it's crazy. So this is where compliance comes, because most of the time when we're opening businesses, we think it's just Packers that are done.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of other stuff you learn as a founder where compliance is concerned, and again, that's why AI comes in handy.
Yeah.
Create a simple CRM. Research on everything that you believe your industry needs, who you need to be accredited with, so that you're not found wanting and you're not arrested or penalized for unnecessary things that could have been avoided.
Okay. My second and last question, I know I said two. I recently came across Cloud. Like I never knew about it until I was in a training and someone was talking about Claude. I'm thinking, Claude, anyone who's old guys like me, if you hear them say Claude, they're thinking of Jean-Claude Van Damme. You know? So for you, pick one, ChatGPT or Claude.
Right now, Claude. But they're always competing. Chat might release something in next month.
No, but that's
right
now.
But right now, Claude.
Okay.
Claude is the best right now.
Okay, because somebody told me to say, stop paying for your
ChatGPT.
Pay for Claude. I'm like, what? It's like, you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah.
So I installed it 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I installed it, but it has different versions on it. Like you can select. I hope we're not marketing for them. We're not advertising for them.
We're marketing for them.
Yeah. So
I
I came this Sonnet 4.6, then there's Haiku 4.5, then it has most capable for ambitious work like Opus 4.6 something. Oh, okay. So for you it's Claude. The last question that I ask you, what's the best advice you've ever received?
Best advice I've ever received.
And let's even break it. 1 in your business journey, and 2 in your social life.
In my social life?
Yeah.
In my social life, I'd say the best advice I've ever been given was by my dad. I was 5 years old. We're picking him up at the airport from South Africa. asked him if he could take me with him next time. He told me, pay for your ticket yourself. The other time I asked him to bring me a burger home, the response was the same.
The same thing.
Work hard and buy it yourself. So growing up from as young as I remember, I've always had the mentality, if I want something, I need to buy it. I even get scared asking for money from people.
You've heard that? Yeah.
And
He's been telling me he wants, what do you want? A PS5. I said, work hard and buy yours.
no, you can buy it for him, but
No,
you
you see.
can be strategic about it. Like, you can teach him you can buy it for him, but in a way that he takes out a financial lesson out of it.
Out of it, yes. No,
Yeah.
he's already saving for it. He plans to buy in December.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
So great advice from your father, because that also shows you that you have to be responsible for the things that you want.
Yeah.
Not everything just comes. Okay.
Yeah.
And on the business side, what's the best advice you've ever received?
The best advice I've ever received business-wise is, let's see, I receive advice all the time. And all of them are amazing, but I would...
That you could also share with other people.
Okay. Or maybe something that can also stand the test of time is, don't get advice from people who've never done it before. Don't get advice from people who've never done it before, because majority of the time when we want to start a business, the first people will go to our friends, our family. Tell you, so your friends will support you out of, that's our friend, but they don't believe in it. And of course, they'll discourage you because they're just trying to protect you. Because this is something that's outside of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Something outside of your comfort zone, something outside of their comfort zone. So it's either you find somebody who's done what you want to do and has succeeded at it, learn from them, or read. Never stop learning. I always say this, never stop learning. That's been the best advice I've been given so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Is there any question that you felt, or area of your expertise that you felt you were expecting us to dive in and we haven't touched?
I believe we've touched on everything. Just to add, or maybe to overemphasize, when building businesses, I would also love to encourage that people, whether you're in goods or whether you're in services, try to position yourself for as a regional business, regional COMESA, SADC, Southern Africa, or continental, because we are competing with companies that West Africa, oh my gosh, West and East Africa are not playing.
No, they're not playing.
They've positioned themselves ready. If you see Ghana, after they said we no longer need visa to travel between Zambia and Ghana,
They're already here.
They're literally already doing business.
Yes.
Which Zambian has gone to Ghana doing business right now?
No, let me tell you this. Yeah, thank you. The other day, I'm looking at those two. Is it Gosha and the others?
Ruth Ngoma, is it?
No. The Ghanaians who came with Fugu. I'm like,
yeah, I know Gosha. When Gosha came, he was doing something with Ruth, but
yes.
Yeah.
There's another one. I'm like, who? Yes, the two of them. These guys, you see how aggressive they are. They've met the president. I'm yet to meet the president.
Very aggressive.
And I'm yet to see a Zambian influencer, okay, go there and meet their president just by moving an agenda. They attended Nchwala, they attended Komboka.
Yeah.
So that drive, yes, I've seen that.
No, we have to be aggressive.
Yeah.
And also, just one of the things that I would love to add as well is, as founders, we go through sometimes imposter syndrome or the cringe phase of creating content and the like. Goshes was able to do all of that because he documents everything he does. And he's very aggressive about it. He said, no, I don't want people to see me. I mean, I'm guilty of that. Like, when it comes to creating content or taking pictures, I rarely take pictures. And then we're in an age where one of the best ways to sell yourself is through content. Constantly post. See, Kato found me. Kato?
It's Katongo.
Katongo.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's Katongo. You also didn't know. It's Katongo, so Kato.
Okay. He found me through TikTok.
Yeah.
And if I didn't start the AI series, nobody,
yeah.
he wouldn't have known. And sometimes we cringe. So get that phone, create that video, write that article. Just make sure it's in alignment with your business. Don't be selling don't be a farmer, but on your social media, you're wearing bum shorts with a bottle of whiskey, Heineken. I'm not saying you can't drink. I'm not saying you can't have fun as a business person or as an entrepreneur. It's just that when you get into the space where you're trying to sell your business, your products, your services, your brand image matters. You can go club, you can go have fun, but always be very careful and deliberate about how you post. Again, Gosha's, he's very, very deliberate about what he posts.
Very.
Ruth, check her social media. It's always education should be free education should be a law. Everything she writes is all in accordance to policy. What is it about your brand? Not today we see you with a bottle of Heineken, tomorrow no AI, the next day you're talking about marketing and branding, next day you're speaking about whatever, and it's confusing. So yeah, those are my parting words.
Okay. Thank you very much. As we wrap up our conversation with Miss, I take it, Thokozani Nangwale.
Nangwale.
What are you? Which part of Zambia?
From mom's side, I'm from Zambezi.
Okay.
Yeah, but I am Chawa. Well, my dad's ancestors are Chawa from Malawi.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm Zambian.
Oh, okay.
Don't deport me. I was born and bred here. My dad was born and bred here.
Yeah. So from the conversation that we've had, it's very clear that Africa's future is not just only going to be shaped by education, which I strongly believe in.
Yeah.
There's never meaningful development without education. But we have to know where we are in terms of the developments in the tech world. There is AI. So how do we leverage these tools to our advantage?
Yeah.
And not just thinking locally, but we have to now have a global perspective as we build businesses, as we draft our education systems. It has to have that. So thank you very much, Toko. And I hope that by the end of the year, you're on record.
Definitely. End of the year.
You have one question to answer. The value of your business and where you see it. Because I know when you're doing your pitch to would-be funders, you have to know what's the value or market value of your business and where do you see it.
Of course.
Yeah. So I would like to really find out on that why, because there's the AI component.
Yeah.
And compared to anyone who's not integrating, what advantage you have. So that's what I need to have. So thank you very much for joining in. Please remember to subscribe and like the page. We have a TikTok page managed by Kato Katongo, since people didn't know that. Until next time, signing out from the ZEdu Podcast. My name is Andrew Banda. We out.